And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this thing plays out when it comes time for these guys to go green. Phil coming around, and it's going to be Tony Stewart starting on the pole here at Daytona. Adam Moody will start second. Then you have John Andretti, Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano. That's your top 5 in what was the qualifying draw back on Thursday. Pace car lights are off, coming down the pit road this time. This race is going to be 80 laps, and it's going to be 2 segments, first lap 50. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys! Back straightaway, and it's Tony Stewart with Denny Hamlin in the turn 3 on the inside of Adam Moody. Yeah, Stewart's got that little bit of a lead right there on the inside, and here comes Denny Hamlin right there behind him. It'll be coming out of turn 4 right here. Who's it gonna be at the first lap? Hamlin to the inside of Stewart, but it's gonna be Stewart at the line by just over half a tenth a second over Denny Hamlin. Logano manages to get behind teammate Denny Hamlin, and he'll go for third. The one cat that I'm watching right here, back here in the back of the pack, is at number 29, and Kevin Harvick. He's going to be one of those cars that's going to kind of sneak up there. Ooh, you see Michael Waltrip and Nick Dilbeck got a little sideways down the back straightaway. Everything sorts out. Harvick to the lead off of turn 4 with Bill Elliott in line behind. Michael Waltrip third in line on the inside with Nick Dilbeck, who started shotgun. Back at Daytona International Speedway, Ryan Newman has just taken the lead as we've got 2 laps before the caution and the end of segment 1. Oh, man, did you see Fred Martin just about got wrecked by teammate Nick Dilbeck down there on the backstretch going into turn 3. Yikes. Once again, we're kind of seeing a little bit of a 3-car breakaway there. We saw it earlier with Jimmy Johnson, Newman, and Dilbeck. Now, as they come to take the caution, the 89 of Fred Martin and Nick Dilbeck lead at the end of segment 1 at Daytona. Pit road is open, and here they all come. Steve? Well, Nick Dilbeck in the 06 is coming in. Oh, and there's contact. Fred Martin and Nick Dilbeck have gotten together. Dilbeck trying to get to his pit box, and he got boxed in, and now Scott Speed has made some contact with the number 06. Here on pit road, a little trouble with that team, and man, Casey Kane almost got into him as well. A lot of trouble there with that pit stop, but they're going to take fuel only on this stop now that all of that commotion happened as he was trying to get to his pit box. Fuel only and repairing the damage on that number 06 car for those guys. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough break right there. David Gilliland went 4 tires. A lot of cars on pit road went with 4 tires, as well as Kurt Busch. Adam Moody definitely went 4 tires there in the 92. Here comes the field. They'll be coming down to the green flag. 50 laps to go as Ryan Newman leads Bill Elliott, Fred Martin, Taylor Johnson, and Clint Boyer. Back underway at Daytona. Got a little bit of a jam up back there with Derek Cope, that lap car kind of breaking the field up, allowing Bill Elliott, Ryan Newman, and Taylor Johnson to kind of get way out in front of the rest of the field. Going to get by as the field comes down the back straightaway. And it's Bill Elliott up up at the lead right now, and Newman now second along with Taylor Johnson. Jimmy Johnson and Michael Waltrip the top 5 as they exit turn 2. Bill Elliott by far easily leads lap 1 of the second segment of the Bud Shootout. Comes Jimmy Johnson looking on the inside of Ryan Newman there for second. He's got help from Michael Waltrip and Fred Martin in that 89 car. You know, I like the way these guys have been running around, these guys, but a lot of this has been single file, and I think the reason that is they're just kind of riding around right now. I think once we get down to the last couple of laps, it's probably going to be just a little bit dicier as the race wears on. Johnson gets a big push from Michael Waltrip going into turn 3. They go to the lead. As Bill Elliott gets hung out to dry on the outside, no help for him until he gets back to about 7th where Clint Boyer is. But the outside line's not going to go anywhere back there. Yeah, they're so far back there they ain't going to have anywhere to go. And then it's Fred Martin in the 89. Oh boy, and Newman got a little squirrely back there in the pack. He got a little help from Dilbeck, got a little push. One thing I just want to point out, we talked about it at the start of the race. Nick Dilbeck starting dead last. He was already up to the top 5 in 2 laps. Here he is, starting dead last in the second segment, already up to 4th by lap 3. Pushing the 89 of Fred Martin almost up into Michael Waltrip. They save it and continue, and now Fred's up to second. And those two were the ones that worked together. You can go back a couple of years ago when Fred Martin won that Daytona 500 the first time. Those two were nose to tail the entire time. Wasn't the case last year. Dilbeck got caught up in the big one, but definitely the case this year as those guys have been working together a lot lately. Yeah, and you know, I think that these guys have been really racing pretty competitively. Trouble, turn 2. Tony Stewart's around. He'll collect Denny Hamlin, Fred Martin, Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman upside down. Caution is out. Man, Newman just got catapulted over top of the 17 of Matt Kenseth, I think he got hit by Kenseth. Fred Martin, the Daytona 500 winner involved. Matt Kenseth, you see there. That's the car that hit Newman. First caution of the race other than... You know, let's take a look at this. I think you're going to see... I'm not sure who you're going to see here coming up from the outside. Looks like maybe... It looks like Fred Martin was the one that got into Tony Stewart and turned him around. Clint Boyer's got damage. And Hamlin just missed it. Yeah. Newman, actually, he got hit by Kevin Harvick in the 29 and landed on top of Kenseth's car. Man. That's insane right there. And somehow or another, Mark Martin, he gets through this. Yeah. Somehow that whole second pack that Mark was running with got through that. You see Fred Martin getting by. Take another look here. This is at real time. And here comes the field. After the caution for debris, we are about to go back to green flag racing here at Daytona, the Budweiser Shootout for the 2010-11 season, about to get back underway with Jeff Gordon, Michael Waltrip, Adam Moody, Dale Jr., and Mark Martin. Top 5, green flag. Gordon got a pretty good restart right there in that 24 car. Gets a little bit out there ahead of Michael Waltrip, but those guys kind of pull away a little bit, but they'll catch. Everybody else will catch back up here. There's one thing you don't want to do at these type of restrictor plate races is get too far out ahead, because the pack will catch you, as we've seen before. And oh, trouble backstretch. Casey Kane and the number 9 around, and somehow Greg Biffle just missed it. Yeah. I think Scott Speed also got involved there in the 82 car. Oh, we got another wreck too. There's Derek Cope in the 75, Bill Elliott the 21, and Biffle and Scott Speed pile drive Derek Cope as we are under caution. Back at the Daytona International Speedway, finishing up our 5th caution of the night for debris, as Mark Martin is leading here under caution. We will get the green flag next time by. Fred Martin is currently 2nd, followed by Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, and Michael Waltrip. Yeah, one thing I want to point out, Michael Waltrip, he's been up here all night, pretty much, up here in the top 5, top 10. These guys put on a strong showing in that 51 car. The few things that this caution will do here in the later stages of this race, we've only got about 5 to 7 laps to go. What this does, this bunches the field back up. And not only that, but it also gives every single one of these guys a chance to win it once again. Yeah, because we had 2 packs before that caution. And there were a few good cars in that second pack. Let's see what they can do. Coming down to the green flag, the 2 Martins lead the field. Fred Martin and 2nd, Mark Martin the leader. Green flag. And immediately Fred Martin jumps to the outside in that 89 car. He's got help from Jeff Gordon. And Kurt Busch, Mark Martin pair up on the inside. See 3 wide right there already. Kurt Busch is right there, though. He's got that inside line coming up to the front. And here comes Taylor Johnson in the 95. We haven't talked about him all night. He's only been up in the top 5 one other time tonight, and that was toward the end of the shootout. Trouble. Denny Hamlin off the track. Almost gets turned around, but he saves it. No caution will stay green. Man. Taylor Johnson there making a move to the inside and back up at the front, with Michael Waltrip giving him a little bit of a push down the back straightaway. And on the outside, Nick Dilbeck and Kurt Busch were going to work together, but Kurt got up the track in turn 3, and Dilbeck said sayonara. Yeah, he didn't waste no time getting past that 2 car. He's going. 5 laps to go this time from Daytona. Mark Martin leads. Here comes Michael Waltrip for 2nd on Taylor Johnson. These guys, they're really moving around. You saw Nick Dilbeck, Adam Moody make a little bit of contact. That's actually about the 3rd time tonight those 2 have actually got together in the 06 and the 92. And they are teammates, along with Fred Martin in the 89. Down the back straightaway, and it's Mark Martin battling Michael Waltrip. Car on the outside. Taylor Johnson takes a look, can't get it done. And here comes Dilbeck on the back bumper. Michael Waltrip there on the inside, in the middle of the track. Waltrip's going to get down in front of Adam Moody. He'll take the lead going into turn 3 and 4. Here comes Adam Moody down here on the inside. Got to run, couldn't get it done. Waltrip slams the door. I want to point out this number 38 car, David Gill, and he's up here. Haven't talked about him at all. Him and his teammate John Andretti, the 34, working their way up here to the front. Those 2 haven't been up there all race. Andretti started 3rd, and here he is in the top 10. He's been at the back all race long, kind of avoiding just avoiding the wrecks, and now here he is when it counts. Michael Waltrip and Nick Dilbeck side by side for the lead in turn 3. Adam Moody in 3rd, and battle for 4th between Gilliland and Fred Martin as they exit turn 4. And there will be 3 laps to go this time by. There again, the 92 of Adam Moody and the 06 of Nick Dilbeck make a little bit of contact there in the trials. I'm telling you, those guys are going to wreck if they keep that up. Dillbeck side by side with Waltrip. Can he complete the pass? No, he'll slide in line between his teammate Moody and the back bumper of Waltrip. Heck, it seems like they can't get past the 51 car no matter what they do. Down the back stretch, you see Dillbeck giving the 51 a push into turn 3. They're going to get out ahead of them. And Moody's sitting there in third. He's just lurking. He's just waiting for one of those two leaders to screw up, and he's going to get by both of them when they do. Dillbeck looks underneath. Waltrip can't get there. Here comes Moody back for third. These guys are really lurking right here, back here about 4th and 5th. Fred Martin, David Gillen, those guys, they're waiting on the 3 leaders to wreck. Moody's waiting on the 06 or the 51 to do something, and the rest of those guys back there in that wad with Gillen and Johnson and Gordon, they're kind of just waiting for all 3 of those leaders to wreck. Here comes Dillbeck on the inside of turn 3. Moody is there. Here comes David Gillen, and that 38 car will be coming to the white flag this time by. Adam Moody, Nick Dillbeck side by side for the lead at the line. Moody gets the lead. Final lap at Daytona. And here comes David Gillen, Nick Dillbeck, David Gillen side by side there in turn 1. Oh man, they almost wadded him up down there. Dillbeck tried to block Gillen, couldn't get in front of him, and he almost got turned because of it. And now he's back there 3 wide with the rest of them. And Moody's got the lead. These guys, they have this thing wrapped up, I think. Down to turn 3 for the final time. Moody is there, troubled. Gillen and Dillbeck into the wall. Big crash behind them. Never mind. Here they come out of turn 4. Down to the checkered flag, and it's going to be Adam Moody winning the Bud Shootout as the caution comes out. Moody wins the shootout. Jeff Gordon second across the line, followed by John Andretti, Kurt Busch, and Taylor Johnson. Wild finish right there.